Men were among those speaking out against the gender-based violence and printing anti-violence slogans and messages of hope on T-shirts that were displayed on Monday outside the Esplanade Mall in the city.
Actually, there's a lot of violence and domestic, things that is going on in the nation. And I think at this time right now is going on too much and rapidly, and I think that it's time for it to stop. It's basically a crime against women, children, men, everybody. So me as an artist, I really take my time here to sit down and write this message here. So when you guys see this, you should know what I mean. Yeah.
That message from the soca artist Sharon Paul, aka Mr. Walkie. Today's Clothesline initiative forms part of the 16 days of activism put on by the Ministry of Social and Community Development. Other individuals shared their views on domestic violence and other forms of abuse, noting that men too face abuse.
The system always tells men to be strong and women should speak out. But I find it should be equal, because you have a lot of men that are getting abused in Grenada and they're not speaking out about it because of the system.
And I live in the UK, where domestic violence is taken very, very, very serious. And it's nice to see that kind of initiative is taking place here in this country, because I think it's something that is well deserved and well needed, because we have to protect our loved ones, our young women, and also young men that also get abused by their loved ones. So I think it's one of them things where sometimes we need to do, what we need to is get to the root cause as to why people react that way. Because I think sometimes, we tend to target the people that actually are the abusers, whereby themselves sometimes in need of the help, more than the person that actually he's been abused. I mean, under no circumstances is acceptable, but the whole issue is to get to the root cause as to why people react and behave that type of way.
I think on domestic violence, when somebody do something wrong and the police pick them up, they go to court and they up in the jail, not even for a good 3 months, 2 months. They stand in bail for them and put them out, and they coming out. Sometimes they don't even put them on the paper. But thing again, I find they was act too slow on them kind of thing.
Alice Victor Roberts, Gender Program Officer in the Ministry of Social and Community Development, explained that these initiatives held island-wide are meant to raise awareness on the scourge of domestic violence and a move to ending gender-based violence on all levels. The first Clothesline initiative was held at the Ministerial Complex.
With the 16 days, we were happy that we were able to reach a few people well enough. And today is no other day where we try to educate and empower and identify with persons who have been victims or survivors of domestic violence. We do have men participating in writing their slogans, but we mostly find women. But we hope that with persons getting the opportunity to send their messages out and persons being reminded that it is not the end of the world and you can seek help, that persons would come forward, seek help, and ultimately reduce the scourge that is plaguing our society right now.
The ministry also held a 4-day empowerment workshop that included survivors of gender-based violence. 16 Days of Activism is an international campaign backed by the United Nations and organizations around the world, calling for the prevention and elimination of violence against women and girls. The activity, which began on Friday, November 25th, climaxed on December 12th due to the inclement weather, which forced the rescheduling of activities. The Spotlight Initiative will be the focus on tonight's Beyond the Headlines program, which begins right after the newscast. Christelina John, GBN News.